Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jeanette, the Project Junkie. Today's video is all about teaching you to crochet. This is the second lesson from Learn to Crochet in 30 Minutes. There are several different stitches in this one. We will have a little bit of Afghan stitches thrown in along the way, a little bit of pattern reading. Make sure you hit the notification button so that you will get those videos when they come in. So let's get into this video. Learning to Crochet Lesson 2. I am using this Big Twist Posh yarn that I get at Joann's. You'll also need a pair of scissors and your crochet hook. This is a 4mm. A little bit of review. We're going to make a slip knot. Wrap it around your finger. Put that behind so it looks like a pretzel. Pop up that little bit. And remember your tension. Wrap it around behind your fingers and hold right here. Yarn over and pull through. We're just going to make a chain. Rolling that crochet hook over, yarning over and rolling that crochet hook over and pulling it through. Okay, so remember our chain, your tension will make all of your stitches the same. It makes for great looking crochet projects no matter what you're doing. On with the review. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. That is a single crochet. One more time, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. You have 2 single crochet. So if you were going in the same row from a single crochet to a double crochet, you would chain 1, then you would yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that staggers your stitches. So we'll do another double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. To go to a triple crochet, you would chain another one, and then you yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Another triple crochet, yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And that's different sizes in the same row. Now in between the single crochet and the double crochet, there is a stitch that's what we call the half double crochet, and it's used quite a lot in different types of things, like amigurumi sometimes uses it. It calls for it in different patterns if you make leaves and flowers, so it's very useful, and I thought you needed to know how to do that. So to do a half double crochet, we're gonna yarn over and insert a hook just like a double crochet. Yarn over and pull up a loop. We still have the 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those. And that is a half double crochet. Makes just a little bit bigger than the single crochet, but it's very easy to do once you learn how to do the single crochet and a double crochet. So you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. That is a half double crochet. For the next thing I would like to teach you is the magic ring. Now if you're going to do anything like amigurumi, making toys or anything like that, a lot of them start from the magic ring. Yes, you can chain 3 and make a circle, but it doesn't let you draw that circle together as tightly. So to make a magic ring, hold your tail, wrap your fingers like this with 2, and make a cross. See that X? With this side going over the other side. This side's on top. When you turn your fingers over, you want to go under this piece of yarn and grab this piece. And you want to slide it over and then turn your hook. Then you pull your fingers out and you chain one to lock that into place. Now when this happens, your yarn right here has this cross in it. And if you don't get this straightened out and pulled out, then you will have trouble tightening that loop. You see this? And I pull this out of this loop in the middle so that these two strands of yarn are not tangled in any way. And then I insert my fingers into that loop and I hold these tails. Then I insert my hook into the middle of that ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through two. And that is one single crochet into the magic ring. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. That's 2 single crochets into the magic ring. There is 6 single crochets in a magic ring. Now what happens when you pull this tail, it closes up that ring. And I hook this together right here with a chain. And then you can pull that tail tight. Now sometimes after you've pulled that tail tight, it's hard to get into these single crochet stitches because then you want to, normally in amigurumi, you do an increase in each stitch. Well, when you do an increase in each stitch, that just simply means to put 2 stitches into the same stitch. So here is 1 stitch right here, and we're going to put 2 single crochet into that stitch. And that's called an increase. And what this does is allows your circle to get bigger without curling up. So we'll do a few more. And we're just going to put 2 stitches into that stitch on the base. And that is a single crochet increase. It's commonly used as a second row in amigurumi. So then you have this type of a wagon wheel. I like to use an invisible increase. An invisible increase is when you separate these loops. See, here's this stitch here, and here's a stitch, and here's a stitch. Well, here's the back loop right here, and here's the front loop right here. Now sometimes if you're using acrylic yarns and you do an increase in each stitch, it leaves a little hole right here. And that allows your stuffing to show through. And if your stuffing shows through and that hole is very big, the quality of your work has just taken a nosedive. So in order to prevent that, I like to do the invisible increase, which is insert your hook in the back, make your single crochet, and then hook that second loop to make an invisible increase. In the back loop for the single crochet, and then I usually catch both of those loops for the second, and it kind of fills in that hole. And you just won't have that hole there. Now, if you've got holes in your amigurumi specifically, then I would suggest that you go to a smaller size hook, because if your hook is too big for your yarn, you will get holes. You have to keep that tight so that the stuffing does not show through in amigurumi. Okay, one more time on the invisible increase. Insert your hook into that back loop, do a single crochet, and then you insert this hook into both loops for the second one, and that gives you an invisible increase. There's another couple of stitches that I use frequently in amigurumi when I'm making my toys. I don't know that you use them very much in blanket making. Now there's a lot of really fancy stitches when you're making blankets, and a lot of those I don't know, but we'll start again. This is a double crochet, and I have done this just so that you can see this next stitch easier. When you turn over your work, you can see your double crochet has these little posts from the top chain to the bottom chain, and this separates. This is actually here in a single crochet too. It's just a lot harder to see. I use a front post stitch. In a front post stitch, you insert your hook in the front side of this and catch that post, and then you yarn over and bring your yarn under that post and do your single crochet. This is a front post stitch. Insert your hook into the front of your work, grab that next post, yarn over, and pull under that post, and complete your single crochet. Insert in the front, grab that post, pull up a loop, pull through, insert in the front, yarn over, pull through. Now what this does is make this ridge on this side. In amigurumi, it makes it to where you can make a sharp angle, and that is a front post stitch. To do the back post stitch, you come in from the back. That one's a little bit trickier. You insert from the back around that post, pull up your loop, and finish your single crochet. Insert from the back, yarn over and pull through that post, pull up a loop, and finish your single crochet. Insert from the back, pull up a loop. This is what happens if the yarn gets on the wrong side of your hook when you're pulling in there. Now that can make its own design and be a part of a different stitch, but for this, I'm just going to show you this one way with the yarn behind your hook. Insert from the back, right through that post, pull up a loop and bring it up before the loop that's already on your hook, and then pull it through. Come in from behind, grab that under that post, yarn over and pull through. Got one more. Come in from the back, around that post, yarn over, drag that under that post, pull up a loop, and pull through two. And that makes this raised edge on the front of your work. And it just depends on where you want that sharp edge or a raised decorative edge. So there is a half double crochet, a front post stitch, and a back post stitch, and a magic ring. My favorite little Afghan stitch, or that I've made several Afghans with, is what I always called a half shell stitch, but I'm no longer sure that that's what it is. So when you start with an Afghan, I always make a chain to about as long as I want the Afghan, or if you're following a pattern, you can use the chains that it recommends, but I usually just wing it because I wing everything. So I would make a chain, and if I wanted my blanket to be, say, 3 foot long, then I would only chain to about 2.5 feet because it stretches and it gets spread out. So I make it short of what I want it to be. So for this stitch, we're going to go into the third chain from the hook. And this is very easy. And it's an easy pattern to remember. But you yarn over Do a double crochet in this first stitch, and that makes 2 double crochets. And then you chain 2, and right back into that same loop where you put that double crochet, you put a single crochet. And then you do the same thing. You're going to skip these 2 and go into the third chain and do a double crochet. Now this time we're going to do 2 double crochets because we don't have that end post to make our first one. 2 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 2 and go right back into that same loop and do a single crochet. And you can see this makes a little ripple design. It's kind of hard to see it at first, so we're going to do it again. In the third stitch, we're going to insert our hook and do a double crochet and yarn over and insert our hook and do another double crochet. We get 2 of them. Then we're going to chain 2 and insert our hook right back into that same hole and do a single crochet. Now we've got enough room to do 1 more stitch. So in that third chain, we're going to do a double crochet and another double crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet right into that same hole. Okay, and this is what you have, and you will have little holes down here. So then we're going to chain 2 and do a double crochet, and we're going to put this right into that hole that we just made. And we're going to chain 2 and we're going to do a double crochet, and we're going to do another double crochet. So it'll look like there's 3 double crochets on the end because of that chain that you did. Then we're going to chain 2 and go back into that same hole and make a single crochet. Now we're going to find our next hole that we made, and it's clear over here, and we're going to do a double crochet into that hole, and then another double crochet, and then a chain 2, and then a single crochet. We'll find the next hole, do a double crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. The last stitch. Here is the hole that we made from the previous row. Put a double crochet in there, and we'll chain 2 and put a single crochet. And there is the start of our design. And it's so easy and it looks so nice. So okay, then we're going to chain 2 and turn right back into that same hole. We're going to put 2 double crochets, chain 2, and right back into the same hole. And this makes the rippled edge on each side. And this is a very cute stitch for any baby blanket. If you're using any baby yarn, this just looks adorable in baby yarn. If you're making loveys, This could be used to make hats, could be used in the round, and it's very easy to do, especially for beginners. This is one of those stitches that you can sit in front of the television and just mindlessly do. Go by feel. Very cute, very cute. And that's the way I do an Afghan. In the next video, I have a couple of granny squares I'd like to show you. I was going to have that for this tutorial, but I thought maybe you might want to have a few more stitches under your belt before you started something like that. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. Thank you for all of the new viewers, and a great big welcome back to all those returning viewers. I so much appreciate all of you. Thank you.